All right, guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan. In this video, we're going to do a couple things. I'm going to take you in and I'm going to show you my aggressive growth portfolio. We use the opportunity presented in M1 Finance to actually enter into partial positions in companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, Booking Holdings, and the like. And it's really an awesome way to leverage the power of M1 Finance to enter into some of these companies that I really didn't want to take larger positions in. I really wanted to have a collective basket of aggressive growth companies like Uber and Netflix, NVIDIA, Alibaba. You guys are going to be familiar with some of these companies, and it's a cool way to get exposure to 12 different companies. I've got just a little over $5,000 in this account, so you guys will appreciate the transparency of taking you into my account and actually showing you what I'm working with. I'll be sharing this as well to the crew, and then I'm also going to be sharing with you guys what I would consider to be an interesting start on a growth portfolio, again, using the power of M1 Finance. Anybody out there that's a new investor that has, as little as $100 could probably look to justify getting some exposure in the stock market by leveraging the power of M1 Finance to enter into partial positions in some of these great companies and getting started in the market and enjoying the opportunity that is presented through a unique platform like M1 Finance. So with that, guys, I'm going to jump you into M1 Finance and conduct the review. Thank you so much. All right, guys, welcome into M1 Finance here. This is just an awesome way to share information. This is my aggressive growth portfolio. For you guys that have followed me for a while, you guys know this is one of two accounts that I have with M1 Finance. For you guys that are unfamiliar with the platform, this is how it lays out. This gives you an idea of the aesthetics. This is just a taxable brokerage account that I have with M1 Finance. This was started a little while ago anyway, I guess, if I backtrack it here. Yeah, December of 2019, so I haven't held this aggressive growth portfolio for very long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of chronicle the performance of this account, go over it briefly, and then I'm going to provide you guys with a 5-stock aggressive growth portfolio, that of which I'll share in the comments section, as well as this portfolio. You guys can click into it at your leisure and see how it is that I seek out my aggressive growth exposure to the stock market, and then look at what I would consider to be a beginning aggressive growth portfolio. You'll see there that I took the nature of including Tesla in that just for fun, because I think there's a lot of people out there. It's one of the most frequent questions I get on the channel. How can I invest in Tesla with, if I've only got $100? Well, you can invest in that entire portfolio of 5 stocks with $100 if that's what you want to do. But at least get you a little exposure to step into some of these great companies with very little money, and that's why the importance of these videos. The takeaway is to understand that no matter how little amount you may have or how little you think in the investing opportunity is available to you, hopefully you can really take away how accessible I'm trying to convey that the market is to beginning investors, investors that have been involved for quite some time. We've had to evolve and really start to enjoy some of these great opportunities that exist within investing. Just to name a few, partial share investments, which is really the flagship driver in this portfolio. It's really the emphasis on the portfolio, which allows me to take and invest in these 12 companies that I've got here. Amazon, Google, Tesla, NVIDIA, Facebook, Netflix, Adobe Systems, Alibaba, CRM, Salesforce.com, Uber, Booking, and PayPal rounds out these 12 offerings. I could probably add a couple more to this list. This is aimed at having some fun, to be honest with you, and making money's fun. We've made some money in this. I'll shoot back up to the top and show you how the portfolio's performed here. Really can't complain. It's been all over the place, as I expect this portfolio is going to do with its aggressive growth profile. The chart looks like a roller coaster track. which is totally fine. We're up in most positions. We're down in a few. We're down a little tab in Facebook. I'm totally fine. Kind of surprising, some of the downs in this portfolio. Booking Holdings just got clobbered with the recent pandemic, which is understandable as people really aren't enjoying the travel and leisure space. This will come back. This is a great company, great balance sheet. They make great free cash flow. But the way I've weighted this portfolio is of interest to you guys, where I wanted the bulk of the holdings to go to Amazon. Amazon has really been an outperformer here over the last couple weeks, hitting an all-time high just recently. So the allocation here that I have, in other words, the actual, which is the percent that I have set over this, is at 15.4, and then the target is this 13%. That's the basically the allocation that I'm asking M1 Finance to try to achieve. As the portfolio matures, these allocations can get out of whack a little bit, and that's totally fine as some of these values change. So you can see here that the actual value represented here is a little bit more than my target allocation, which is totally fine. I'm not concerned at all. Again, this is a taxable brokerage account, so I would never ever hit the rebalance button, which is here, because you absolutely don't want to introduce a taxable event by hitting rebalance in this. So I just let this go, and I fund this up rather conservatively. I think I'm adding about maybe $50 a month to this, give and take a few bucks. So I am dollar cost averaging this on a schedule, which is fun, but we'll continue to monitor this and watch it grow. But you can see how it really dipped down. This is the end of March swoon here. This portfolio went down in value almost to 4,100, but you can see here how even growth has done quite well. At its high, we're about in the mid-range here. It was at 61.80. That was after the first couple months of investing, and then to its current value here at the time of filming this video, here at 55.63. But you know, we're back in the green. We can't complain. After all this market turmoil, we're up a $500 bill, so I can't complain there, with just less than a 10% return here. So you can see the power of entering into some of these growth names is really quite impressive, especially over the recent market downturn, and it was really nice to see these great growth companies perform over time. So hope that really helps give you a kind of an introduction to M1 Finance. This is a real portfolio for you guys who don't think that this is real. This is very real. This is not Monopoly. Hope you guys appreciate the transparency, but I'm going to kick in and show you what I've built for you guys as a beginning growth investor. And the cool part about M1 Finance is you guys could do this as well. And that's really the takeaway. The takeaway, again, to premise that not only do you need to do your own research on these individual stocks that are demonstrated here, but you also need to understand that the real takeaway behind my message is to be introduced to a new platform like M1 Finance, to understand a little bit about what M1 Finance offers, some of the interesting features of M1 Finance, and some of the aesthetics that exist on the platform. And so those in a 10-minute video were absolutely worth taking away from this. And then you can kind of start to ask yourself, well, what can I expect to build for myself? I don't like how Ryan's equal weighted this to Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, and Tesla, which are my 5 holdings within this aggressive growth portfolio. You can see how this would have performed over the last 5 years. This has got to be encouraging to a new investor, and you should be encouraged. The power of the stock market is undeniable. It's just that you really don't need to search out the next best thing and look at a needle in a haystack. You can invest in these fine companies. I would really argue that Tesla and Netflix are the most aggressive in this, and then Facebook, Amazon, and Google are a lot more established with regard to their cash flow and their ability to generate cash quarter over quarter. Whereas Netflix is still building, as well as Tesla, their infrastructure to make sure that they can they can perform over time. But I'll share this in the description for you guys. Again, the takeaway here for a new investor is to look at this and say, wow, this is pretty awesome. You know, I disagree with Ryan's picks here, but I can go in here and build my own portfolio with as little as $100 or a few $100s. Most new investors have a lot more than that to start and give themselves that kind of jump start in their investing career. And M1 Finance specifically makes that possible through the entrance in partial shares of these fine companies. So really great opportunity for new investors. Hope you guys liked the tutorial and enjoyed the video. I'm going to kick you back to YouTube to close out the video. Thanks a lot, guys. All right, guys, welcome back out of M1 Finance. I really hope you enjoyed the review of my aggressive growth portfolio. This fits a small aspect of my total overall comprehensive portfolio. This just gives me an aspect of growth. Companies that I wanted exposure to, but I really didn't want that exposure within my Roth IRA. The strategic goal of the two accounts are different. I'm looking for aggressive growth and capital appreciation within the M1 Finance account, whereas my other accounts, I'm looking more for a dividend to growth type of perspective and a little bit more safe and solid investment foundation in those accounts. So I'm going to be sharing both links with you guys so you can kick in and look at the portfolios for yourself, as well as the growth portfolio that I've built for you guys just as a gift. Those are free of charge. I share those with you guys openly, and that way new investors alike can kind of look at those portfolios and say, yeah, this looks really good. Maybe I would adjust it this way or that way. The freedom and flexibility that M1 Finance gives you to build out the portfolio to suit your needs is really awesome. And it's providing a lot of new investors with the opportunity to get invested where they would have never considered being invested before. So guys, thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, man, I would ask for your subscription to the channel. Leave your comments at the bottom of the video. Share this video with some new investors maybe that are looking to get involved in the market. Bring them onto the channel, man. We'll introduce them into the stock market the correct way, build up their knowledge of the stock market and what could potentially be rendered, and what different strategies we talk about and can be deployed in the market for sure. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning into the video, and good luck in your investment future.